retirement might feel a long way off for some, but it could be getting even further away. New reports suggest millions of people could have to work for longer. The government said that the state pension age could rise to 68, which is much sooner than previously planned, 7 years, in fact. Supporters say it is necessary and helps keep the pension system affordable. But does it feel fair almost, Judi? It just feels like, oh my gosh, we literally are just working our whole lives, doesn't it?
Give people a break. I mean, I just feel like you need to give people a break. People are working endlessly, and I think you get to that age and there's a level of exhaustion, and to find now there's possibly another year going to be added on, it just makes me feel like, well, when are people supposed to or going to be able to enjoy their life? And you know, like working to that age, you know, there's certain restrictions, what jobs you're going to have, you're worrying about money anyway. Like, give them the options to be able to take their pension, the age they are now, whether that's 65, 67. It changes every year, I can't keep up. And then maybe they could work part-time, knowing that they've got that other income coming. And I see it from my culture, especially the West Indian culture. A lot of people work until retirement age, and then by the time they decide to, you know, be at home or go back home or just have the grandchildren, just sick. Like, people need to have some time to enjoy life. It's not just about work. And we should be supporting it. They've been working. That generation's been working for so many years.
Yeah. I mean, this plan, Janet, it says that this would mean that about 5 million people who are currently now aged 49 to 55 at present, they're the ones that will be working this additional year before being eligible for the state pension, costing around £12,500 roughly. So we're talking about people now in their late 40s. It's them. It's really going to it's going to affect.
Yeah. So by raising the pension age and forcing people to work longer, that's good for some people and not so good for others. The people it really affects are the people whose job involves some level of physicality. So if you were in an office job and you might have to work longer, well, you might not be happy about it, but you're not going to have to lift bricks or dig trenches or stand on your feet in a supermarket or stack the shelves in a warehouse. So I can see that it will have health impacts. And of course, as you age, the people who are on the lowest incomes, who live in the most poverty-stricken areas, have the worst health outcomes. So if you delay the pension, then all right, apparently it will save the government £6 billion a year. That's £6 billion a year for every year they push this pension back. But they should invest a lot of that money back into the National Health Service, and they should target the health of older workers specifically, because it is going to have health impacts. And if you don't look after the health of older workers, by that I mean everybody over 55, 60, they're going to be calling at the National Health with worse problems down the line, so they cost the country the same amount of money back again in serious treatment in their 70s and 80s. So from where I'm sitting, a lot of my generation, more than ever, are actually working, because even now they're divided into two camps. The ones who don't need the money but want the extras and they like the little perks. They've got state pensions plus they saved some money. Then there are the ones that are working now because they already have to work. They can't manage on the state pension because of their rent and everything else. So we're already in a situation where there are a section of pensioners who are getting poorer and poorer. So I just think this has got to be really thought through, because for some people it will be fine. At the same time, don't forget, the government's now taxing pensions. So if you are in your 70s and you do go out to work, they've raised the thresholds, you're going to be paying income tax.
Yeah, it's the practicalities, isn't it? On paper, so many of these sort of new legislations, it sounds, OK, well, that sounds sensible. But actually, when it comes to how people live their lives, it's like the winter tax.
Yeah, if you're now...
that was just sort of ripped away from so many people.
If you're working as a bricklayer or carpenter now, and you're in your early 50s, and then suddenly you're told you've got to work till I don't know, 68,
Yeah.
you're thinking, am I going to be able to physically do it?
Yeah, I think when I was 18 and I first started modelling, the first thing my parents said, you have to have a pension. And it's the most unsexiest conversation because at that age, you're not even thinking about putting money away into a private pension. But I think already, that, you know, my father being a scaffolder, my mum working in a factory, like they're already thinking, you know, she's got this short window to make, you know, a lot of money, but it's not going to last. Well, no, I think my grandfather had his military pension, so I think maybe they did within the companies they worked within, but it was all about, you know, kind of tightening the purse strings and thinking about the future when you can't work, and that didn't seem, you know, that far away. Obviously, it's now getting pushed and pushed, but I think now, like, even just, you know, and I have put into you know, private pensions over the years, and I just think even that now is not, like you say, it's getting taxed, and it's not even going to sustain the kind of lifestyle that you're used to anyway.
Exactly.
So, like, what
even for all of the prep and the planning, it's still not ideal.
It's true that 18 to 27-year-olds aren't interested in pensions at all.
No.
They just think they're pointless.
Absolutely. I mean, even like Elon Musk, he kind of said, like, it's just such an old-fashioned concept to, like, save for the future, because with the whole kind of introduction of AI, like, we won't even be working, so we don't. What do we need to save
Our
for?
lives are going
Everything's going to be done for
we
us.
Don't know,
and it's just, we can't even imagine what that
20
future...
years time.
Exactly. How much it's going to change.
Yeah. Well, we asked you at home, would you be happy to work into your 70s? And just 10% of you said yes.
Wow.
I get that.
Tired.
Absolutely.
I don't even want to work in my 40s.
I want a day off. Yeah.